Oh, Abby's here. Excellent. Hi, Abby. Hi, Betty. It's Abby's mom.
Oh, Betty?
Betty, yes. was Cantiga number 353 with, I think we set the Guinness World Record for the longest intro to that Cantiga.
Indeed, quite possibly.
I'm not sure.
Tacit, is that what they call it in Indian music? A tacit, when they put something at the beginning that just you sit on the theme for a while.
You may be right.
I may need to Google something. Oh, let's do a little hellos to the chat. Hi there, friends. We are playing some live music for you this afternoon. We are playing some live music for you. In fact, hi there, Lori. Hey there, folks. Hey there, David. We got Tom Rogers is here. We got Bettina Baudville in the chat. That was not me on the pedals that time. That was Jay Michaels on the pedals.
We both have our pedals with us, yes.
We do have quite a few pedals down below.
They're beyond sight as is
at this time,
as it's done sometimes. And,
in fact, as it's done. Yes, well, so that was from the 13th century. That was a 13th century cantiga. Turn up the dulcimer. Alrighty, I will attend to that again here. Did it get better towards the end? I did try and pull it up a little bit. I don't want to be peeking out is the only thing. Excellent. Let's see here. We can get going.
Okay. Yeah, a different key. Okay. We're in D minor. Well, D Dorian. Want to go into D major and maybe travel a few hundred years into the future and over to Ireland, perhaps?
Yes, I think.
Yes, it's a new old song. We've been, Victoria and I and other musicians, of course Abby, when she's at the festival, she'll be back in another week, do a special event at 5 o'clock every day at the Ohio Renaissance Festival, in case you're not
Yes,
sure.
Shall we begin at the beginning? We are
yes.
Performing at the Ohio Renaissance Festival. My name is Victoria Van Arnam. I perform as the Lady Victoria, and I'm playing a hammered dulcimer with effects.
And my name is Jay Michaels, also known as the Harper, because I play the harp. And the harp I have with me today is my Delta, built by the Salvi Company in Italy. It's an electric harp, and I'm using some effects pedals and whatnot. And also performing at the Ohio Renaissance Festival as a solo act, and then and coming soon as the Harper and Minstrel with Abby Michaels, the lovely and talented Abby Michaels. So that's coming up soon. So as part of that, we both do stage shows, and we perform sometimes in the streets. And as I was alluding to before, at 5 o'clock at the Tipsy Cauldron stage, we started something new this year. It's the Medieval Music Hour, where we play some medieval music, some Renaissance music, some Celtic music, and there's usually quite a few of us there. Sometimes just a few of us there, but it's always very interesting. And we started doing this song actually with one of the artists that just finished his run there, the Toasted Clover. This is a beautiful Irish piece. It's known today as Raglan Road. A great Irish poet, Patrick Kavanagh, in recent history, wrote a beautiful poem called Raglan Road. It's a song or a poem of unrequited love. And this got set to music to an old Irish air from the 17th century by Thomas Connellan. And this piece was called The Dawning of the Day. And the poem actually weaves the dawning of the day, that phrase, into the poetry. We're not going to sing it, though. We're playing it instrumentally. So generally speaking, when you sing it instrumentally, it's known as the dawning of the day. If you sing it with the poem, Raglan Road, of course you would call it Raglan Road. Thomas Connellan he and his brother, William Connellan, were harp players in Ireland in the 17th century, and did some wonderful work back there. I didn't run into them much. I wasn't around much back then. I was just a kid back in the 17th century in Ireland, but they were quite the thing. I believe Thomas eventually moved to Scotland. And I hope you're taking copious notes. There is going to be a quiz later in the
program.
Maybe. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, this is the dawning of the day, which I think will be perhaps shorter than the introduction. That was fun.
Excellent. I fear that I am peaking. A little bit. Not entirely certain what to do about that. Did you hear that? Maybe not.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Don't know what to do. Alrighty. Yeah, thank you very much. I love that song, and it's so beautiful to hear it with the poem as well. It's a very beautiful poem.
Yes.
With those pieces.
Yeah, I mean, the poetry is like, at the end of the first verse, it's like, and I said, let grief be a fallen leaf at the dawning of the day.
Oh.
And it's all like that. It's all this beautiful, sad, longing,
Sad
beautiful.
Irish boy.
Oh, it's the best.
Sad Irish boy music.
I just love sad,
That's the-
sad Irish music.
That's
makes me
ticket there.
Makes me happy in a sad way. It does.
Excellent. Excellent. Where to now? Where to now, do you think? I don't know where that's coming in from. Fuzzy. Dang.
Would you like to do a little something solo? Feature your wonderful hammered dulcimer?
I can leave something though.
It's not doing it when I'm doing it, right? So,
Yeah. I think it's my overexciting the system.
Maybe. You don't think your headphone cord is vibrating against and causing...
There are several things that could be vibrating.
One never knows. There are so many things that could make things go awry, yes.
Oh, I've been very much enjoying the Aaron Boat song. Maybe I'll get it going.
Yeah. What key are you playing that in?
E minor?
E minor? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, if you could give me that like low E drone. Thank you, Harper. Excellent. Thank you, Moon. Oh, I see you found my stickers on Twitch. Excellent. Yeah. I'm pretty pleased with that little dancing one. Worked pretty hard on that. Excellent. I like all the drones that you've got going on in there, sir. There's a lot of stuff you've got happening here.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, friends and family, are wicked into drones, but this is a different kind of drone. I know they have the ones that go up
Yeah.
But this is an entirely different drone that I'm like more fascinated with. It's kind of
quite yes. The audio experience drone. Yeah, you've got some delightful pedals here. We've got a Ditto X2 looper. We've got a Evo Burb. And some
that's a delay, and it has some other effects in it.
Nice. It's got some fancy lights on it.
The freeze pedal,
freeze,
of course.
yes.
You have a freeze as well.
Yeah, we both have freezes, so that we share. I think you showed me that a couple years ago, and I promptly purchased mine. And then we've also got a Mel 9.
A Mel 9, which is kind of
and
this Astral Destiny from Electro-Harmonix. It's a nice reverb and ambient effect kind of pedal that just suits me very well. It just has some really nice, spacious reverbs that are really nice for this kind of music. So
excellent.
And lots of
the
things,
reverb is really swell on that. I have a limited setup today. I have a Specular Tempest is my main workhorse right now. I've got the Boss Looper Station and also the Freeze currently on deck, and a compressor pedal that is in timeout right now.
I see. What did it do?
It went.
Oh. Yeah, it's a well-deserved timeout. Yes.
Had to go to the annex. Had to go to the annex.
Pedals are great until they start doing that kind of stuff. Then you gotta
Yeah.
just say, time out, time out.
Let him go. The last time I did a live stream, someone let me borrow a extraordinary amount of metal music distortion pedals.
Ah,
And so I got to play some really funky music on the last stream, and these poor people, they thought that something was wrong with my instrument, when in fact that was the intended.
that was the intent, yes.
Was the intended format, or that it was something. It was something. It was a specific, like it was a test of pedals, but not necessarily something I.
So this is our second go at this, doing a thing together with pedals. I know it was probably almost 2 years ago in February in Florida we did one of these, which was a lot of fun.
Yes, that was.
And,
It was a delight. Yeah, we had a similar setup then too. Was your electric harp new at that time or something?
Newer.
Okay.
Yeah, I still had it for a while, yeah.
Okay.
But it was newer, yes. In the first year, I think.
Oh,
that
very
I
good.
had
Yeah,
her,
and it was the first time that I'd kind of seen it, because at the time you were not playing it at fairs just yet.
Right, just kind of working her way into the Renaissance Festival.
That's right.
Yeah.
With the loudest harp on the festival property.
Perhaps. Well, sometimes when it's like Highland weekend and there's one or two bagpipes playing, it's just nice to have a little extra.
A little extra oomph there to take you over
yeah.
the bagpipe sound.
Or at least to
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Nothing against bagpipes, by the way. Just so we're not.
Right, yeah.
No,
we love bagpipes.
Oh,
we
yeah,
love
yeah.
bagpipes. Bagpipes are great.
they're
They're just fine. From a further distance, maybe not when you're trying to play a show.
When you're trying to play a harp
Are you
and
trying to
there's
play
one right next to.
very quietly, yeah.
But no, the harp. I mean the bagpipe players are great, because when they come by the stage, they always stop and stop playing and.
Stop playing.
Wait
yes.
till they get
Further.
about a mile away, then they start up again.
That's very nice of them.
Yeah, it
Very
is
truly,
nice.
Yeah.
No, it is. It's
Yeah.
great.
We have a couple of really talented bagpipers at the festival. I don't think they're in the chat today, but
Sean O's.
Sean O's,
He's the one I was just saying very, very.
very respectful of the
Respectful
sound.
and,
Yeah, and he writes a lot of original pieces to that as well. Speaking of originals, would you grace us with maybe your fairy dance? Is that the name of
Two
it?
Fairies Dancing?
Yes, please. Yes, I quite enjoy this piece.
Oh,
This
sure,
would be
sure.
my personal request.
Okay. Oh yeah, I was playing this Sunday when you came to one of my sets, right? It's been around for a few. Let me see how I want to do this.
What key is it in, sir? I'm just kind of bottled.
It's in C. Mostly 1, 4, and 5.
That's delightful, Harper.
Thank you.
Very
Two fairies
nice.
dancing.
Two fairies dancing. Yes, indeed. I do like that one. And folks can find your music on Spotify and maybe Bandcamp.
Yeah, I've got some stuff on Bandcamp,
Okay.
and I think some stuff on that other place. And if you go to my actually, there's two websites. There's my website, J. Michaels Harp. There's some music on that, and the Harper and the Minstrel.com. There's some music right on the front page of that you can listen to, and you can find other musics there, and our schedule, as we say.
Quite.
And, yes.
Have you done much recording of your ambient stuff at this time?
I did an ambient CD quite a few years ago, I think 8 years ago, called Opening the Harp Chakra. Which wasn't this harp. It was my triplet harp, where I used, the harp and then ambient synths and things to kind of fill out and do some things. And I've recorded a few things with this instrument, but I haven't recently or haven't released really anything. I've done a few things for like music libraries and stuff to pitch to TV shows and stuff. But I am considering doing another ambient CD more with this instrument, featuring this instrument, and perhaps the viola da gamba as well. Because I'd also like to do a CD with just wire-strung harp too, with some traditional Irish music that was played on wire harp. I've got like 3 wire harps now, and I'd like to do a recording project with them at some point. And of course, the harp and the minstrel we've been formulating a new CD for quite some time, and hopefully we'll be starting work on that again very soon. So yeah, it's a few things in the works.
That's good. Yeah, I prefer having like at least 12 pots in the fire. Figure we're not cooking if you're not.
Right. Yeah, you gotta break a few eggs, and you gotta get some burners going and some pots. What are you working on?
Right. Oh goodness, I am currently knee deep in a lo-fi remix project right now. Yeah, I just went to New York and I recorded some acoustic tracks, and then I'm currently working with producers as of like right now, to get those tracks remixed. And the other thing I'm very excited about is I just recorded a little winter solstice or Christmas tune with Chari Garcia on guitar.
He's quite wonderful.
Oh my goodness, he is. It is a dream to get to perform and record and work with him. I performed with him in
Georgia.
Thank you. Yep. Yeah, and
you're gonna record with him, or
yeah.
not in Texas though, right?
No,
Or
not
Texas?
in Texas. No, he's not in Texas
Okay.
anymore. So Georgia, and we just had an album come out earlier this year. It was kind of soft launched, and we're hoping to get a few more tracks to put into that mix. But the this version of Greensleeves is gonna. I'm quite pleased with it and quite proud of it, and excited to get something out in time for the winter season.
Right.
Which is fast upon us, as we are in Ohio, and it actually feels like it's getting cold.
Yes, well, it's fall. That's why I wore my festive fall colors.
Very good. Excellent.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe more Halloween, perhaps. But,
Yes.
but that's festive.
I would say Samhain, if I knew how to pronounce it correctly. Do you know?
I think it's Samhain.
Samhain.
I believe it's
Very
Samhain.
good. Excellent.
Yeah, that's from the Irish word for I believe the month is, and Halloween, of course, is that. That's a big holiday in Ireland.
Really?
Oh yeah, really big.
Oh.
And then they don't do Thanksgiving, so they go right from Samhain to Christmas. So if you go to Ireland between like now and Christmas, you've got that, the Halloween, and then you've got Christmas, and it's beautiful. It's wonderful.
I think we've got a bit of a spooky song. I'm pretty sure you know "Jump at the Sun," perhaps. Maybe
Jump at
it's
the
an
Sun.
E minor with a B flat.
I don't know that I know that.
Huh.
Well, you go
Okay.
ahead.
Well, yeah. Then in that case, I'll play it, and
maybe I'll.
you whack the E situation.
Okay, it's a E and a B flat. You said.
It's got it's
Yeah. Okay. We'll. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. I have, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's always interesting to find what other players have in their repertoire, right? Because we don't play together solo pretty much ever. Like the first time we did was when we did that previous live stream, and now we've had the experience of doing the early music pieces together, which maybe we could dive into another one of those.
Yeah. Well, we've
Yeah.
you know, going back to not so much some of the fairs in Florida, like the Hogtown or the Fort Myers Fair. I believe when you first started playing that, we would play
Yeah.
together sometimes, but it was just kind of
yeah.
casual and play some jigs or
Right.
reels or whatever we both knew. But
Yes.
I think when we started doing the thing at FLAR for the early music consort in the morning, which is a thing at the Florida Renaissance Festival, if you ever go, when you get there, you know, run, don't walk to the fife and fiddle
Right.
stage as soon as you get through the gate, because
That's
that's when we have a collection of musicians that get together every morning of the fair and play a half-hour set of early music, medieval Renaissance music, and occasionally something a little interesting like Nero's Expedition Up the Nile, which is kind of a piece that was written by is it
Was that Moondog?
Moondog, I believe.
Right. Yeah, I think I did a bit of a Google on him. It was quite an interesting character. I'd love to know more. And so that is what inspired me to dig into early music quite a bit more, because I come from a completely like Celtic music background, and early music is very much French and English, and we've got a Welsh song in there, but I'm not sure how old that is. And then a few different Spanish pieces as well.
Yeah. Well, we have this crazy idea that it would be nice to play Renaissance music at the Renaissance Fair, you know. And there was a lot, you know. There is, but I don't know if there's enough. But for me, anyways, I always like to hear more. But that's okay. But
Yeah.
I like that, and I think that's great. And of course, I love early music. I love medieval and Renaissance, but I'm also just so in love with Irish music too. I mean, the harp is the national symbol of Ireland, and I'm a member of the the Historical Harp Society of Ireland, and we just it's a great resource to study and learn about how we think, to the best of research, that the early players played, and not that we have to do it like they did it, but we can, or we can just be influenced by that and bring it forward, and knowing some about the history of the instrument and the music, I think helps us to bring it into the future and bring it forward. And that's true of Renaissance and medieval music as well, and really all music. I mean, I'm a big supporter of preserving old music and playing it the way it was played on the traditional instruments, but I also like bringing it forward as well, like these kind of arrangements.
That reminds me of the conversation between preservation and conservation. Preservation being, I think I might have this backwards, keeping it purely exactly the way it was, right? Like we would be playing on wooden recorders with gut strings and various things for preservation. But for conservation, we are keeping the musics alive, but we are moving them, as you say, into the future and bringing them up to modern times and putting them in settings that are slightly more palatable while still nodding and maintaining our love of the history, knowing what it was, but not, or what we think it was, and not necessarily
right. Yes,
going out
because
of the way.
Absolutely, some people want to hear it as close to the way it was, and that's cool. Some people actually don't think they want to hear it, but when they hear it, they kind of like it. But for other people, it's just a little bit for their modern ears. So sometimes a little bit. It's like a recipe. If you're going to make a medieval recipe exactly the way it was made in the 13th century, we might not like it, But you might want to substitute. Tastes have changed, and ingredients have changed, and some things used to be, and probably still are poisonous that we probably used to eat, and things like that. But all I'm saying is that sometimes you have to make it a little bit more palatable to the current taste. Not always, but sometimes, just to, like you said, to preserve it, to conserve it, to keep it moving forward. But certainly to honor the old traditions, and if you want to explore how it was, historically accurate music, that is great. I'm all into that too. That's wonderful. It's all good because it's all music and it's all about joy and artistic expression, and music is a good thing.
Indeed.
But I'm preaching to the choir, I suspect. Yes.
Mayhaps. Allow me to speak to the choir here for a moment. We've got the lovely beep boop here. I can see you, but I'm trying to meter some volumes and make sure things are going good. It's so good to see you. Good to see yourself. Hi there, Jenna. Bettina is still in the chat here. Got a few folks rolling around. I'm always grateful to see you and to have you join us here. I am potentially going to begin live streaming again. We're going to be aiming for these Wednesdays and possibly at this time slot here. It is 7 o'clock Eastern for me, but we are, if you don't see it, other things came up, but if you do see it, this is when it will be happening. Oh, Kyle, absolutely. Thank God for music. That is the key there. We are very happy to be able to perform here for yourselves this evening. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is Jay Michaels of the Harper and Minstrel and Jay Michaels Music. My name is Victoria Van Arnam, and I perform as the Lady Victoria. Can be found as such on all of the socials. We're about to play for you a medieval piece of some variety.
Okay. Let's do it. Going to do Cantico 100 or 166? Yeah, 166. Sure, yeah. This is one of the more well-known ones, I think. A lot of people recognize this.
Yes, from Blackmore's Night,
Yeah. Well, sometimes when we play it and people come up and say, is that, or is it that one, or is it, no, I'm not sure. Well, I know one of them, I think it's 353, I know Blackmore's Night did that, and people come and say, is that Fires at Midnight or something? I'm like, no. Well, yes, but no. Mostly no, But yeah, but it's good. Blackmore's Night, I'm not making fun of Blackmore's Night, they're great, and, and Lorena McKenna has done some of the canticas as well, and they've shown up in different places, and it's wonderful. It's all good that it's out there. But technically, if we're still talking about early music, yes, it's a cantiga. But I think in medieval times and Renaissance times, some people play the music as close to the way it was composed, and for other people, when it's handed down, in the oral tradition, there's things are going to change, or people are going to improvise. Some people improvise a lot more than others, and that's all good, So yeah, Richie Blackmore, you keep up the good work. You're doing all right there. So, yeah, he is. Well, we've met him before, right? He's been at the Hogtown Fair.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know that I've...
yeah, I've seen him in Connecticut too. We've chatted. His bandmates, the first time we met them, they were kind of fascinated with the harps and stuff. It was kind of cool. And then I saw him down in at the Hogtown Fair one year. He was actually busking. It was this cool thing. I walked by him. He's busking, and he looks in my basket. He's like, "You got more tips than I did." And I was like, "Oh, sorry." But no, people didn't realize who he was at first. Once word got around, I think he did much better. But that's an old story. But the names have not been changed. But because it's Richie Blackmore. But anyways, where were we? We were. I digress a lot, don't I? Yes.
That delay is nice on there. What are y'all doing? I can see your names changing colors, but I'm not sure what it indicates necessarily. As long as you're having fun over there. That's right, beep boop. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Bettina. Yeah, that's Cantiga 166 Como Podin.
Como Podin.
Hey, look at us go. That is the
Nice.
incipit for it, which means the first line of the song, I believe. So Como Podin. There are more words.
There are a lot more words, yes.
Yeah.
Some of them are quite lengthy.
Yes,
in
indeed.
the words, yes.
Yeah, I believe Magnolia Strange of Judas and Magnolia did a recording of a vast number of cantigas in their almost full, if not full forms,
Right.
which is terrifying. I played on her 353, and it was almost 18 minutes when we were first starting. I'm not sure what she trimmed it down to. Were you on? Did you do that work?
I did not. I know
Okay.
Martha Gay did some harp work for her, yes.
Very good.
When you say terrifying, of course, terrifying as a project to take on, but wonderful to listen to.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
obviously,
Absolute
obviously.
delight.
Yeah.
Like, it came out spectacular.
Oh,
I
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
think that anybody but her could muscle that into existence. But it was a tremendous undertaking. And we often will play, like a shorter version of these tunes, right? So we're playing them without their words, and sometimes even with their words, but in a more
Truncated.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, quite a bit truncated. We're picking and choosing these verses, but yes, 20 minutes would not be unheard of at a clip, right? We're talking like, and just for a long time, a very long time, is how these may have been performed before. And so that's another instance where we are taking them and perhaps putting our modern spin on them,
Right.
because we are of this time.
Yes. We are indeed.
Yes. Alrighty. It is currently 8 o'clock in this household. Should we do like one or two more? Something
Sure.
maybe cheery and then something really spacey, I think.
Okay.
Really just kind of figure that out. What do we
Yeah,
got that's
sure.
cheery?
Cheery. Would you like to do a little, maybe goddesses? Do you want? Are you good with that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the A minor.
Yeah, do you have bear dance?
If you know the melody, I can kind of play along with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just do that.
Okay. Let me. That's what I was waiting for.
I learned that from a Dulcimer class in the midst of all the old time that was happening. This lady named Tina Bergman was teaching that, and I did not realize it was an early music piece until I came upon it in other settings, right? But it was a very kind of standard Dulcimer piece for some reason. Possibly the ease of teaching it and ease of learning it.
Right.
Indeed. Alrighty, I think we've got about one more tune left for you, my friends. Thank you so much for joining us here. If you'd like to support the music in any way and you feel so inclined, we do have our independent tip jars available. They should be able to be found on busk.co.
Busk.co. Yes.
Actually.
We are both ambassadors of Busk.co.
Yeah, I'm so delighted by their things.
It's an international organization that supports busking and helps support buskers in different countries where sometimes there's laws and they try to help us get around. But they also provide like this kind of support where they provide electronic contemporary means for us to collect tips.
Right, which has become such a big issue here in the past 5 years in specific and 10 years in a broader scope. And they have been attempting this process for quite a few years now, and we've both been a part of their program for a while. I think I probably heard about them from you, but
Could be, yeah. I've been a member for quite a few years, yeah.
Yes. So mine is busk.co, busk.co/TLV.
I believe mine is the same except /harp.
Harp, really?
Yeah, I got in on the ground floor of that. I know, right?
Wow! That's right, folks. Busk.co/harp. Excellent. Yeah. Anyway, I'm very happy to have that option at festivals where there is signal.
Well, that's the
It
thing.
does very well. When I was in Washington, it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible what folks would do, and they're also tech savvy out there.
Yeah.
Whereas here, you can barely.
Well, the Ohio Renaissance Festival site is beautiful. It's out in the country and it's wonderful. But because it's a little bit rural, and because 20,000 people a day come all with their phones, it makes it becomes a little challenging to do things electronically.
Yes. It bogs down the towers. I've heard is the technical term for that. Right. Actually. Alrighty, Harper. What do you think we should end with?
Well,
on this?
I was thinking perhaps we could do this maybe ambient, spaced out version of the last movement, the final movement of this wonderful piece that came to us from the 1970s, called "Stairway to Heaven."
Ooh.
There's the last movement of it, which
Okay.
is. If you're game.
I'm game. Yeah. Let's rock and roll. You heard it here, folks. We're taking it back. Oh, and then maybe you can talk about there is a if you could close the door behind you.
Oh, did I just kick that?
No, yeah, you're right. It's just don't want. We are currently live from my house. No problem. Do you know about the Irish tune that folks think inspired the beginning to Stairway to Heaven?
Oh yeah, that's
that?
yeah. We were talking earlier about the Connellan brothers, William and Thomas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
And now I'm going to be confused about which one. Well, one of them wrote, I think it was William, a piece called Molly McAlpin. Mm-hmm. Okay, and Molly McAlpin was a beautiful piece of music that most people know it today as Carolyn's Dream. Now, Connellan was born like 40 years before Carolyn, but Turlock Carolyn, the famous Irish harper, had heard this piece because it was in the repertoire of the area, and he had said something like he loved the piece, and he said it's my dream to, and I. Basically saying he wished he could have written a piece like that. It was his dream to write a piece as beautiful as Molly McAlpin. And so it's often referred to as Carolyn's Dream, and some people attribute it to Turlock Carolyn because of that, but it was actually written 40 years before he was born. I can play you a little bit of the beginning of it.
Would you please? Yeah, because I don't have it.
Just so that... Let me take a little bit of the... See, it's a
Right?
little bit like...
It's yeah, suspiciously close.
Yeah, it's a little bit, yeah, but, but so are many things,
Right.
you know.
All right, let's so show me what you want.
I'm in A minor. I'm just doing A minor, a G and an F, and a G back to a G, and just basically that. was fun. Thank you.
That's delightful.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for having
Goodness.
me in your home and in
Yeah.
your live stream.
Indeed. Yeah, thank you for joining me and helping me get started back with this process. It's always easier to do when there's somebody else, involved, right?
Yeah.
Music is always often more fun with others.
We should have
This is a
played
delight.
Aerosmith's Back in the Saddle again. Oh well, we ran out of time.
Oh
Maybe
no,
next time.
maybe next time.
Yeah.
And then we can start in on our Moody Blues repertoire.
Yes.
We're playing you the 60s, the 1560s.
That's right.
That's right. Alrighty, friends. We're going to go ahead and start putting your goodbyes in the chat, and I will read them out if you put them in there. In the meantime, we will go ahead and back and do our station identification once more. My name is Victoria Van Arnam, and I perform as the Lady Victoria. And joining me today is the lovely Jay Michaels.
Yes, and I perform as the Harper, or sometimes at the festival, the Ohio Renaissance Festival, the Queen dubbed me the Royal Harper. So I actually
The Royal Harper.
That was a few years ago. She did that.
Oh
and,
my goodness.
Yeah, Abby and I performed for her for the knighting ceremony that happens every day at 3:30. So we provide the music and
Yes,
she's cool. She's awesome.
The Queen here is delightful.
Yeah.
And we've been at this festival for quite a few years.
Mm-hmm.
I started here in 2016. And I feel like y'all were
A year
very
or two
short
after.
after
I
that,
think we did a
yeah.
couple 1 or 2 week runs for the first couple of years, and then they got us in here full time. So
very good. Yes, yeah, and I'm very happy to be at this festival. It's got the management here. I'm happy to say there's a lot of bad press regarding the management of Renaissance festivals, and I'm very happy to say that the management here is delightful.
they bring the average up because
Quite.
they're quite good here. Yes.
Yes,
They do.
yeah. Not even in comparison, but like as
Right.
Right,
No,
'cause
they're
normally-
great. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and do some bye-byes. We got Chenna saying hi. We got Joe Maitas giving us some clapums. Thank you so much. We got Abby Michaels giving some clapums. And the lovely Betty, I hear, is also in the audience, mayhaps. And we're very happy to get to say hello to them. And we got Beep Boop, the Royal Beep Boop, in fact, is over on Twitch with us. Thomas Schultz is saying good night. Thank you so much, friends. Thank you for joining us here. And I hope to see you again, maybe next week. We'll find out. We got Patrick saying goodbye. I know that David Moon is probably somewhere in the mix there. And I think I saw a few other folks. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm glad. 500. Thank you. Alrighty. Hope you guys have a lovely rest of your evening. This is us going to sign off, and thanks for joining us
Thank
and
you.
sharing our love of pedals and acoustic instruments.
That's right. Yes.
It's a combination.
And digression.
And digression, in
Yes.
fact. In fact, this is the Between Too Many Strings podcast. Thank you for joining us for our first episode.
This was a lot of strings. Yeah, we didn't count them
We
up.
did
but
not.
It's over 100. It's well
It's
over 100.
well over 100.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
And we did tune them all beforehand.
That's
why we were so late getting on the
That's
air.
right.
Yeah.
That was the delay. We tune because we
We
care.
care. That's right.
All right.
Good night.
Ciao.
Thank you.